On his final journey to Jerusalem, Jesus performed one of his most misunderstood miracles, the cursing of the fig tree. Mark chapter 11 verses 12 to 14 tells us, "The next day as they were leaving Bethany, Jesus was hungry. Seeing in the distance a fig tree in leaf, he went to find out if it had any fruit. When he reached it, he found nothing but leaves, because it was not the season for figs. Then he said to the tree, 'May no one ever eat fruit from you again.' And his disciples heard him say it. At first glance, this feels harsh. The tree had leaves. It looked healthy. It looked alive. Yet Jesus spoke judgment over it. The next morning, the lesson deepened. Peter remembered and said to Jesus, 'Rabbi, look. The fig tree you cursed has withered.'" Mark chapter 11 verse 21. This was not about anger or hunger. This was a living parable. In winter, a fig tree's leaves wither and fall. When the season changes and leaves begin to appear again, fruit buds should appear along with them. This tree was covered with full leaves but had no fruit. It showed signs of life, yet it carried no promise of fruit. In Scripture, the fig tree often represents God's people. This tree gave the appearance of productivity, but delivered nothing. Jesus was revealing a spiritual truth. God is not impressed by appearance, he looks for fruit. You will recognize them by their fruits. Matthew chapter 7 verse 16. The problem was not the season. The problem was that the tree was producing nothing while pretending to have something. Each of us is created with a divine purpose. God never asked us to produce someone else's fruit. Comparison kills fruitfulness. Jealousy dries the roots. When we focus on how others are flourishing instead of what God has entrusted to us, we slowly stop producing. And a life that stops producing becomes empty, no matter how good it looks on the outside. Jesus did not curse the fig tree out of anger. He revealed what unfruitfulness leads to. God's desire is not destruction, it is fruitfulness. But fruit requires connection to Christ, obedience rather than show, faithfulness rather than comparison. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. John chapter 15 verse 4. The fig tree teaches us this eternal truth. A life full of appearance but empty of purpose is already withering. God is not looking for impressive leaves. He is looking for faithful fruit. Not what we display, but what we deliver. Not how spiritual we look, but how obedient we live. May our lives answer the reason we were created. May we produce fruit in our season. And may we never settle for leaves when God is calling for fruit. My Father is glorified by this, that you bear much fruit and prove to be my disciples. John chapter 15 verse 8. Amen.